Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, we're going to explain OSPF routing protocol, Open Shortest Path First routing protocol, which is the open source protocol. It is not proprietary like EIGRP. So everybody can use this protocol on their switch on router softwares. For all the companies will use this one. Uh, and I'm going to explain briefly in the beginning about what is OSPF and what are the metrics, and then we will jump onto the configuration. If you don't want to this just explanation, I will put the timestamps in the description so you can jump onto the OSPF configuration on routers. I am going to explain in this video only single area. I am going to do only the brief configuration of this small configuration of area 0 and connecting to computers, and we will test it. In next video, we will go into little bit more complicated OSPF networks like multiple areas, not only single area, multiple areas. And I also, after the video, I'm going to put one test scenario. This is whatever I explained this video, but I put that small assessment at the end of the video, so I can attach the lab in the description, so you can download the lab and you can test your knowledge on the OSPF, how to troubleshoot OSPF, and how to check connections between those routers and computers. Okay, that's it. uh, what is OSPF? OSPF is a routing protocol. Everybody, most of the people who are preparing for CCNA or whoever familiar with networking, they know that OSPF. Okay, OSPF is working as a areas. It's not like RIP protocol. It's not like not completely like EIGRP. So it is advertising into areas like area 0, area 1, 2, whatever numbers you give. Area 0, also called, is a backbone area. So it is a backbone to that area, backbone area which connected to the all areas. It must connected with all the areas. Like if it's area 0, I will explain here. If area 0, sorry, if area 0 is here, we write that one. Just a minute. My pencil is not working. Sorry guys. Okay, so area 0, if area 0 is connected like this with a multiple, one router here, another router here, and another router here. This area 0 is connected with other area. If is another area, draw around here. So I'm just putting another color there. So if is area, so if is another area is here, those routers are here, but this area must connect with backbone area, which is area 0 is here. So if you configure any other area here, it doesn't work. OSPF does not broadcast that to here all. And we can configure these areas as a stub areas. What are the stub areas mean? Stub areas will summarize the routes whichever inside that stub area, and they only takes they only advertise the only that certain paths only, certain routes only, not everything. They won't broadcast. They only accept inside route, or they will broadcast, they will send outside route only. They won't advertise the routes from route changes, most of them to outside or inside. Okay, that's the OSP of stub areas. And another thing I'm going to explain, that OSPF use mainly metrics. What are those metrics? I will show you that the metrics is value of traveling from one router to another router, is the speed, mainly how much speed they're going to use. Yeah, so here is the metrics default value, metric values, whichever you can see that is if you using 128 kbps between two routers, the metric OSPF cost is 781. So please remember these values. Sometimes in exams, CCN exam, you will get the question. So they will give you this scenario, and they will mention that only the speeds 128 kbps or 768 kbps, and they give you multiple routers, and they will give you some options which way the OSPF protocol will choose from one network to the another network. So please remember that, you must remember those values so you can answer the question easily. The another thing is, sometimes they will ask you the how can you change the metric value from one value to the different value. If you said both paths are value is 1, if the both paths are connected with the 1 Gbps cable, so which value it will choose? So you need to change priority. You can change priority on your router, the OSP, which priority it will take. So that will also, we will look into the next video, which is in multiple areas, when we configure multiple areas, and everything will look into that one. And what are the what are the main topologies OSPF will use? Like it will use some topology, like we will know the other, the RIP will use, there is no protocol RIP actual topologies, but OSPF will use broadcast multi-access. So what is the broadcast multi-access means? It's like a star. This say there is a lot of routers connected to each end like this one, and it will broadcast you into the single area. You broadcast from that all, this all routers broadcast into this one. This is broadcast multi areas, and multi-access, so it can broadcast this way and this way if anything changes here. And another is non-broadcast multi-access, so that won't broadcast anything but into multi-access, but it will uh, replicate the routes if is anything. One is a point to point, one is like this, which is using mostly is single areas. That's it, these are the point to point access. Okay, so this is the main topologies will happen. And OSPF use if is a how this broadcast will happen. Not every router will broadcast, so if it's every router broadcast their changes, so it's going to be mess. So it's going to be mess. They won't know which network down, which network not down. So what will happen if is one router here, one router here, one router, sorry for my drawing, one router here. If is anything happen here, this network is gone, but this router has the previous configuration of the network is up, but immediately this router will recognize that that network is down, so it will broadcast everything that network is down. So it will going to be best. So this router don't know how to, which value it needs, which value it needs to, this router will confuse which value she will it takes from the which router. So that's why they will choose one leader, like a, they will choose the leader that is the designated router, and that is the, that will send the broadcast, that will send the broadcast. And the if is that fails, the another router takes the place of the designated router, that is called BDR. It is a backup designated router. Okay, that's the way they will do the broadcast, and they will uh, take the changes. What the broadcast will happen like a LSS, like it will send the updates, send the updates and advertisements to the next one IP address is uh, the the that DR router multicast that to 224.0.0.6 IP address. It is reserved for only DR and BDR communication. So they will send that whatever is changes happen to that IP address. So when that they multicast that address, then these uh, sorry, the DR send the multicast, the DR sends the multicast address of 224.0.0.5. So when is the updates sent to that address, these routers will take the address those updates from 224.0.0.6. So this way they will take updates from which network is gone down, which network gone up. Okay, and another thing is priority I explained in previous, I just explained previously. So it's about the priority, which interface they will take. So that is, you can do priority also, otherwise it will take default priority, whatever it is. If it's the same priority, then go to next step, and which is the next level of speed. That's the way it goes into like a multicast topology or multiple areas. Okay, now we are jumping onto the OSPF configuration. OSPF configuration is very simple. You don't need to worry about it. It is very simple if you configure on the single area. But if you configure on the multiple areas, you need to properly design the OSPF first, then you need to configure. Otherwise, you have to choose the areas, which area is backbone area, which area is a stub, or you want to keep all the zones advertised everywhere. So that's why you need to design properly first, otherwise it's going to be mess. But here I'm going to just configure only single area, which you're just using two routers, and these two routers connected two networks. So we will, it's a simple area. I'm using a Cisco iOS software, virtual iOS software. So you will see everything here, or iOS we provided. So I'm using that, and I will be using virtual VPCS to check the everything. Okay, to configure the OSPF, first you have to choose the process ID. Process ID, it is you can use the same process ID on different routers. You don't need to, those process IDs don't need to match. But if you're choosing the areas, if you want to advertise that area, advertise that network changes to another router or area, so those area number must match, otherwise that router won't get those updates advertisements from that router in that area. So the areas must match. So that's why please be careful when you are configuring the networks, or when you're configuring the areas properly. Okay, the first thing to we choosing process ID, then we do the networks and areas. The to ensure the OSPF, it needs the loopback address. So OSPF will use the loopback address as a router ID, or whatever is the OSPF ID. Then it will publish those advertisements using that ID to publish the advertisements of routes and communication purpose. So first we will initiate the loopback address. I'm entering the configuration mode. Now I'm doing the loopback address configuration interface loopback 0. Okay, this loopback address always up, it never be shut down. Okay, once you configure that one, I am configuring IP address, IP address. I'm choosing, you can choose any number, but please remember these IDs as a root ID only. It won't it won't use for any communication. So I'm just using 10.10.10.1. I'm using this one is for, and also 25.255.255.255. See that when you configure in the IP address on the router interface, normally you will use network, not the host. This will be use the host IP address, certain host only. We are not configuring any network here. So please be careful. If you see in exam /32, that must be a host IP address. So this, sometimes you please keep this in mind. Loopback interfaces typically have subnet mask of 32. They have always 32 subnet mask. So please remember that. So sometimes people will confuse why is 2 is here. Okay. The another thing is process ID. I explained that process ID no need to match. You can use any process ID. So we configure loopback address. Next we are jumping on to configure our OSPF next. Okay, the OSPF, to ensure the OSPF, you just need to do router OSPF and process ID. I'm using process ID is 5 here. You can use whatever you like number process ID, so I'm not worried about that one. Okay, then we will, once we did the process ID, then we will tell the that OSPF protocol, that what network we are advertising using OSPF. So I'm using the networks first. Network. So I'm using 192.168.10.0, and we need to wildcard subnet wildcard subnet mask 0.0.0.255, and I'm publishing into area 0. Okay, so this network, whichever we are configuring, is this one. So I'm not configured any network yet. We are going to configure that network later. Okay, and another network I'm planning to use this between these two routers is network, that one network. Okay, 192.168. I'm using 30 dot. I'm using only 30 subnet mask. This I just need 2 IP address. One is this end, another one is this end. So I'm using network 252 network, and I'm using 0.0.0.3 and area 0. Okay, that's it. We configure the OSPF and root 1. So we not published anything yet on the other side. We are not configured any IP addresses in the root address. We configured OSPF. First I'm configuring network interfaces. Now it's a quick now. Interface is giga 01 is the IP address is 192.168.10.1 255.255.255.0. Sorry, I put the mistake here. Sorry guys. It's a 192 IP address ADD and 192.160. Yeah, that's it, and no chat. Okay, that's it. We configure the interface 1 and the 01, and then we're going to configure interface is gigabit Ethernet is 00. We are doing 00, and IP address is DIS. We are using only the 2 bits of network is 30. Okay, the 30 dot is 253. Our network IP address is 252/30. So the next available host IP address is 253. Okay, and 0.0. Sorry, have to use 255.255.255.252. So you must be familiar with these subnet mask, how to calculate subnet mask, how to configure these things. Okay, so you see that is up, protocol is up. If you see that, if you see anything, do show IP OSPF, IP OSPF, sorry, if you see IP OSPF, whatever commands available here. Sorry, I'm doing the wrong way. Sorry, show IPOSPF. So you will see the lots of metrics. You can found database events, flood, everything you can do that. But here, if I see the IPOSPF summary, you won't see anything. So you don't see anything, just router ID, whatever the router ID, this router, whichever is we configured. And even if you see the database, you won't see anything, no neighbors, nothing. And if you see the show IP route, also you won't find any routes, only connected routes, local routes which is connected, and which is these are available. Okay, and we are jumping on the router 2 now. Here, this is the router 2. We are configuring the we configuring the interfaces first. Here configure T, and interface is gig 01 gigabit, and we are using 20 on that interface. 192.1, sorry, IP address 192.168.0. Sorry, 20.1, and subnet number 255.255.0. okay, no chat. Okay, next interface we are configuring, which is connected to this router. Interface gig 00 IP address 192.168.30.254. We are using 254. We use 253 on other side. We are using 254 on R2 side. Okay, then subnet mask 255.255.252. Okay, that's it. That's it. We configure those things, but we can communicate from here, this PC to the here, this PC to here, but there is no advertisement these routers. If you see that, if you go to this PC, PC2, and we will configure that one with the IP address IP 192.168.20.5 and subnet mask 255.255.255.0 and gateway 192.168.20.1. Okay, it checks the duplicates and it will configure the IP address. Okay, first I can ping my gateway. I'm checking that I am always do first check your gateway. You reaching your gateway or not, first thing you have to check always, so that will help you in your real time. So 20.1, that is my gateway. So we'll see. So I'm reaching my gateway. So the other network is we configured is 30, that is on router in other interface. Okay, if you try that one 254, okay, you can reach 254. Yeah, thus is directly connected to the router. But if you try the 253, you won't connect. So that this network do not know anything about 253 IP address which is configured on the router other side. So thus we going to configure that now. Okay, we jump onto the router routers and then we configure the OSPF on router 2 now here. Okay, we are on router 2 now. Okay, in router 2 you don't see anything. If you see the do show IP route, so you see that only connected routes 20 network available for you, and another one is your other network which is 30 available, but nothing is available from this left router 1 and other PC. Okay, sorry, excuse me. Now I'm configuring the OSPF on router 2. We already did on router 1, so we're doing here now. Okay, first I'm configuring local loopback interface. Okay, interface loopback, interface loopback 0, sorry, loopback 0, and IP address we did that 10.10.10.2. I'm doing here too, and use 255.255.255.255. Okay, that's it. We configure the loopback interface. Now we're going to configure OSPF process router router OSPF, and I used 5 there. I can use whatever I want is 4. Yeah, we will use different ones. Sometimes people confuse with you used one, that you must use one. No, you can use whatever the process ID, but you must use same area if you want to broadcast or advertise the routers from this router. Okay, next, which network we want to advertise here? Network we want to advertise our 192.168.20 network, which is connected our PC. Then we will publish other one, 255 dot, sorry, I'm using wrong, 0.0.0255. we are publishing all the hosts in that network, but the 255 will give all the host range in that network. So that's why we are publishing all that one. Sorry, I didn't mention area 0. Okay, then we are configuring our connected the connected network between those two routers. Okay, 192.168.30.252, then 0.0.03 area. I will show you what will happen when we do that, when we publish that one. Okay, you will see what the messages it will display here now. Okay, I'm going to show that. Okay, so area 0. Okay, we did a mistake here, sorry, typo mistakes. Okay, so we are published. You see that you got the adjacency OSPF5 adjacency process gigabit Ethernet. From this Ethernet you received gigabit 00. Through this interface you receive the advertise from the neighbor. Okay, so the full loading to full loading done. So everything is done. Now you can see that show IP OSPF database. First we will check, sorry, OSPF database. So you see that here now, when we before we didn't see anything, now you can see this is the router ID, you already seen that, but you will see that which is area 0 here, and your link ID which is your current router, the age and checksums, link count, everything. Yeah, and this is the another router which is on next, and also you will see that which link we are using between those two, one and this one and this router, everything. Okay, then if you could see the summary here. Okay, the summary will give the OSPF router ID and just basic information, but you won't see that much. But you will see that everything will be here also. Same thing on router 2 also. Um, do show IPOSPF database. Okay, you will see these databases and everything what will happen here. Okay, and I want to show you router, show IP route. Okay, this is the main one. You will see everything about how is the OSPF. So OSPF will always look through O next to that whatever the network is reached. So here 192.168.20 route, if you want to reach this network via, you need to go this one. So this is the one, go through this interface. So it will give you, if you want to go that network, go through this one, go via that network through that interface. So this interface you will see the information. Okay, when we come to the exam, so most of the time they won't ask you to configure all this thing. Normally they mostly ask, they will give you the screenshot or they will give you something. If you the okay, this network not able to reach maybe outside world, or maybe not reaching DNS server. If you put any DNS server, like if you put any DNS server here, why this route is not they will put it, they give you the configuration of both routers, but this is not reaching this DNS server. So what you have to do, you have to observe the configuration properly and find out the issue, what is happening, and actually what mistake you got. So how would you do that? If you see the routers, if your DNS server somewhere sitting in a different one, yeah, and you need to find out, is there any route, do you have the chance to reach there? So here you can see reach this network only, but you do not have network, did not configured here, but you have to check step by step. Check on the first route, is it publishing, is it reaching this route first, this router, or is it reaching the next network? So thus I am suggesting you can easily step by step check that also. And sometimes if router ID put the same, like we did the router ID 10.10.1, if you put the mistakenly the same router ID on the another router, the synchronization won't happen properly. So you must check this router ID is actually configured, is it right, is there any mistakes in there? Or sometimes if you show here, I will show you, show IP OSPF interface, is that right? Okay, IP OSPF interface here. So I'm going to explain this one. Here is the IP OSPF interface. Your protocol is up, everything is up, area 0, attached wire network statement. Yeah, you will go through that. This is a backup designator. Which is designated router here is a 10.10 or router 1 is designated, and this is a backup designator. Sometimes they will give you this one, what is the designated router you can. So sometimes people can check this, go through by line which one, so which interfaces you using, and also time intervals configured hello 10 and dead 40. This is the default value, so I'm not change anything. You can change your using your intervals and hello dead intervals also. I'm not doing anything here. We will go in that next video everything, and also it will explain the neighbors also. How would you check neighbors? I will show in the router 2 now. Do show os sorry IP ospf neighbors. So this is the neighbor. Yeah, neighbor ID is 10.10.1. This is router 1. So it's a full state, and this is the main. Which state, if you want to publish your advertise into the other area, the state must be full, not partial. You must, if you want to advertise everything to that, the state must be full. Please be careful. This will help you to pass your exam CCNA very easily. So configuration, learning configuration is not important. You need to look into each step. How is processing happening? What is you need to check if anything happened. So this is the one. Okay, this is a designated router. This is in stateful. Otherwise, it won't publish to this gigabit Ethernet. Okay, we will discuss everything stub areas and other next video. Okay, this is the main one you need to check. Okay, this is, you can check the what is neighbor relationship established or not, what is the relationship, full relationship or partial relationship. We will look into that next video. Okay, and this is the main thing you have to check. And also you will see that everything here, what happened, last floor scan and everything, what is neighbor counts and everything here. Okay, please go through these lines. You will familiar, if you familiar with these lines, you will, it will help you a lot actually. And the priorities and everything, state priority, how much time it will reach, everything, please go through these lines. You must be familiar with them. And the next thing they will ask, they will give you the configuration. I explain that if I connected this one now. Okay, I am using 002. Okay, if I connected that one, so if I want to route that one, this, if I configure the IP address of, we will do that now. Okay, so I need to start that first. Start. Okay, console. So if you go here, IP address 192.168.40.5 and 192.168.40.1 sorry, this is a one is a, this is our default gateway. Sorry, I'm doing default gateway 255.255.255.0. yeah, and gateway. Okay, so I'm configured that address now. Okay, and I'm configuring this interface also. Now we will see G02 configure interface. Okay, interface 192.168. Sorry, interface we supposed to give is a gig is 02. Sorry, I'm doing lots of mistakes again. It's IP address ADDI. IP address is 192.168.40.125.255.255.0. Okay, no shit. Okay, so we configured IP address, but we haven't advertised this network into our OSPF. And in exam, they will give you screenshot like that. Okay, how they will give you normally. Example, I'm just showing that. Show IP route now. Show IP route on. Sorry, this is not doing. Do show. This they will give you on router 2, and they will give you the on router 1. So if I do show IP route, okay, sorry, I put the mistake. Okay, if you compare, they will give you screenshot, they will give you IP configuration like this. So they will ask you, okay, why the PC this one not reaching this one? Okay, if you see that one, if you say why is not reaching that one, so go on, check that. You won't find the root here. Actually, you see that there is no 40 dot network not published, but in second router you will see that is directly connected here, but that doesn't advertise into router 1, so that's why it's not routing. So to investigate that one, so the easiest thing what you have to do is go to, sorry, excuse me, you have to trace it from here. So what I'm going to check the commands. What commands available on PC normally are, I'm not, you don't, sometimes in exam you will get this scenario like that, but sometimes you won't get, you have to assume that okay, you have to imagine if I'm doing trace out, where is going, can I see that route? So that way you will troubleshoot that. So that's why I'm saying please be careful everything step by step. How is that you have to think about in exam to answer those questions. Okay, the other thing they will ask you, they will, I will explain that in when you doing the values, metrics, the kbps value in a multiple, say if they're using multiple paths, so they will ask you which way it will choose to travel the packet from one location to the another location. And sometimes they will ask you if we is anything change on route network here. So if is a multiple paths, if is any new router comes in, and they will says that okay, this path is only kbps and this one is gbps, how would will the priority will change? Yeah, so does it goes this way, and goes from this, so how would will packet will travel? Okay, they will ask that type of questions. And sometimes they will give you the uh, if is they will ask you OSPF route, right? Can you see the OSPF? They will give you this screenshot of configuration, and they will ask you the what is the router ID from this screenshot. So if you see that, it will clearly shows. They will give you what only this one, but you can see that here clearly, where is that? Here is clearly directly connected 10, 10, 32, and I mentioned 32. So be careful when they gives like only this part, and they will ask you router ID from this screenshot. So you must check, guys, this is loop back. You see that loop back becomes router ID. Please be careful. Watch that configuration carefully. You will find the answer in that configurations easily. So be careful when you say they won't shows OSPF summary at database, but they will ask you where is the router ID. So this is the router ID from this loopback address. Please be careful when you have. Sometimes they will ask you IP interface brief only. Yeah, IP interface. Sorry. Do IP interface brief. Sorry. Okay, here is the IP interface brief, and they will ask you what is the OSPF router ID here. You can recognize easily. It's a loopback address. Be careful. Please, you don't confuse here. They will give you only interfaces, but they are asking OSPF router ID. So be careful when you see the loopback, that is becomes router ID. So you must be careful in exam. So this is enough for, but we're going to discuss all multiple areas in the next video. If you confused anything, or if you have any suggestions or any ideas, anything, please mention in the comments, and please subscribe for latest updates and everything. Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye.